Hey everyone, I'm Ultraviolent 4 and you are joining me for part 3 of our Merfolk Summoner of Wu Jian. We're on D8 at the moment, which is where we can start finding Lair, and we've got Wu up and running. With 1 pip of piety, we have the ability to both lunge and whirlwind stab. And we've also been going pretty well with this character. We've been pretty lucky with this one at least. You have to overlook the first couple of attempts, but for this character, we've been very blessed with the books that we've plundered so far. Picked up a couple of very useful spells for the summoning stabber of Wu meta. It's not something that I ever thought I'd say in my life, but there it is. We found Confusing Touch and Summon Butterflies, so that's going really well for us. But something occurred to me, and that's that there is an option in the game that is quite unknown and very underutilized, I'd say, and that's the option to set your language. You might be a bit puzzled. The thing is that while most of the languages are real, there are actually some so-called fake, I'm doing air quotes, fake languages that you can choose to do. One of which is called Dwarven. But as far as I can tell, Dwarven is actually pirate speak. So if you have a look at the little bit of text we have at the moment, to me, I've read Moby Dick, and that is how pirates speak. It's actually quite funny there to read the Wu Jian Council talking like a pirate. Follow the path of wisdom in battle. So we're going to try that out, see how that goes. The way that you do that, you go to your RC file, and you do fake_lang, as in Lang, and then it's equals, and there are a few you can pick from, but in this case it's Dwarven. I've never done this before myself, so we'll see how this goes. I know there's one called, I think, butt language. I've seen that one, it's kind of funny, but I wouldn't want to actually play with it. What that one does is it just randomly changes words to butt, which is funny, but it also makes you miss information because it'll say something like, a kobold comes into view, it is wielding a butt, and you're like, or it says it's wielding a dagger of butt, and you're like, is that a dagger of Olek, or is that a dagger of venom, or anyway. So we're gonna play with this one. There's something else I'd like to show you. It's my player page, as in my Ultraviolent 4 page. Oh god, that's way too many wins to scroll through, never mind. This is my set of longest streaks on this account, and I want to point something out to you. So here's a 9 streak. This was during a tournament, and you can see on the right the streak breaker. This 9 streak was broken by a Merfolk Scald. Here's an 8 streak. This is the first time that I ever died on my YouTube channel. Want to see the streak breaker? Merfolk Ice Elementalist. Hey, here's another streak that we just lost. It was 7. What broke this one? Merfolk Summoner. I think the lesson to be learnt here is that I should never ever try to streak Merfolk again because that is a cursed species. So maybe I won't. If we can win this one, it will be number 1, so it won't technically be a streak. And then I'll just never play Merfolk again, and we'll never die. It makes perfect sense. One other thing to note about our run, we're still sort of battling a bit for food. We've only got 4 rations. I'm not extremely worried. If we have a look at our spell hungers, this is indicating that we still have a little bit on Call Imp, but I'm pretty sure that once we stop being drained, we don't have any spell hunger. The other thing is that makes me not worried is that we're around Lair time, and once you get into Lair, there are guaranteed food vaults that have lots of rations, so we shouldn't starve. In saying that though, I would like to find some food here before, or some chunks. That's not a chunk. Oh, that was cool though. You lunge at the Crimson Imp. Ye hit the Crimson Imp. The Crimson Imp convulses. Ye kill... yeah, okay. You get the point. So that's the quote-unquote Dwarven language that I'm calling pirate. So we're trying to find something to kill before we become starving. So we don't have to eat one of our 4 rations. Ooh, that's 2 uniques at once. I see that there is a Cloak of Poison resistance on Maurice that would be really nice to steal. I also see that he has a wand of polymorph. I wonder if we could paralyze him. He has less MR than Erica has, although she's probably the more dangerous one. So we only got a 15% chance on her. And she has a +2 robe of the Archmagi, which is also interesting. Yeah, I'm going to try Maurice though. I'm thinking, oh yeah, that really hurts. She could probably kill us here actually, Erica. We've got 44 HP left. I think a max damage IMB is more than that. And she can do 3d14 on a bolt of venom, which is 42. That can't quite kill us. And Mystic Blast is the same. So we're one hit away from dying from her. The thing that I probably want to do here is try to hit her with a Wand of Clouds, although I can't quite fit her in. So I'm going to step around the corner. We can always get Maurice with paralysis again. So I was thinking it would be nice to get both of them in the clouds and kill them both. But I'm worried that Erica is going to kill us, so I'm stepping around. And then when she comes into view, I'm going to clouds her again. The other... oh yeah, okay. Yep, so we're about to die. The thing is, if I step around the corner here, all our clouds would disappear because we can no longer see them. And I just want to mention another thing that I didn't say but I thought is that if you have low evocations Wand of Clouds uses, you're likely to get poison or mephitic clouds. And because Maurice has a cloak of poison resistance, the Wand of Clouds will actually probably not be that useful against him. She sees invis as well. Correct. No, she doesn't. So I could go invis, but she might still hit us. I don't know why I don't just walk away and then we just can not die. Although she could kill us here. Okay, never mind. We don't have heal wounds as far as we know. We do have scrolls of blinking. Alright, I'm going to blink back around the corner. And then we're just going to run away. I doubt she's poisoned enough that she's going to tick out to this poison. But we potentially could... what could we do here? We could throw a bunch of butterflies down. How about that? Okay. We might be able to do something next level here where we make a bunch of butterflies. She can't... oh, wait. Bolt of Venom will still shoot through all the butterflies. Okay, that won't work. I was going to say she can't IMB us through the butterflies, but we could throw a Wand of Clouds through them and still get her. But yeah, Bolt of Venom might still get us. Can we Clouds her anyway? Not quite. I really want to kill her, but I'm too afraid. Yeah, we're just going to step back around and hope that she doesn't just Bolt of Venom us through all this stuff. Where's our upstairs? All the way up there. Oh, that was my butterfly. Okay, I was like, oh, the message. I was like, what's a year disappears? I didn't see butterfly. Okay, I'm not used to this language yet. I'm going to shut this door. But yeah, Summon Butterfly is a really good spell. We are going to have to eat here, unfortunately. Because we're going to need to rest back up. That's Erica right in front of us. So we're going to try Clouds again. We got Fire. The problem is she's just going to kill us. Really quickly. So she hit us again with an Orb of Energy. Well, we're 1 HP out of being one shot, so why don't we... I really don't want to quaff our last potion of invis, but the thing is, if we can hold her in the flames, she's gonna die. I could whirlwind pin her, but she could still shoot us with spells. Okay, I'm gonna quaff the invis. If she hits us again with something, we're gonna have to read a scroll of blinking and blink back. And there's a risk of dying from that because If she gets us with a max damage bolt of venom, sure, it can only do 42 damage max, but then it's also potentially going to poison us. So if we then have to spend the next turn after that also quaffing curing, she could then have another shot at us. But I think this situation's dire enough, and we're just throwing out scrolls of blinking that I'm going to quaff the invis, even though it's extremely valuable. Okay, she hit us, but she did not get us with a spell. I'm really not sure what to do here. Because again, if I whirlwind pin her, she can still just nail us with one of the spells. My play might be to quaff curing and try to get a little bit more HP so we don't just get one shot and die. Or again, we could just blink away and then we'd definitely not die, but Erica would still be alive. We're not streaking anymore. I'm going to make the greedier play. I'm going to quaff the curing. Something hits us. She hit us again. See, I can't tell because she's invis, but I feel like she's been in the fire for 3 turns now. She's got to be close to dying. So I'm going to whirlwind pin her. Okay, she went down. Good. Did I actually hit her on the whirlwind pin? I can't even tell. No, I think she just died to the... She just died to the flames. Okay, well, we got her. That was scary. She's a very scary unique to me on D8. I think that's the earliest she can appear. So do we want a +2 robe with the Archmagi? The answer is probably not. I prefer to have more AC on our characters, and Archmagi is going to make your spells stronger, whereas we're not really relying on hexes. We're using summons, and a scimitar is a better base weapon than a falchion is, but because we're not really skilled with long blades, I'd rather just have the +2 weapon, so I'm not going to pick up her scimitar. And here's Maurice again, so, well, no, he can go invis. And he's also then just going to blow all our polymorph charges. So I'm going to try to paralyze him. Cool. Let me pull out the dagger of venom to stab him with. So we get bonus. Yeah, cool. We do lots and lots of stab damage now. Especially if I use it with a lunge. And look at that. I think we actually got him twice there. We did. Okay, so we got a double stab off that lunge. Well, he was paralyzed, so I don't know if it works this way when you're stabbing a sleeping enemy. Whether it wakes up after your first whirlwind attack and then you hit them a second time. But that's still really cool because... oh, we got a bunch more stuff. The reason that happens is because when you use a martial attack, the amount of attacks that you do depend on your movement speed and how quick your attacks are. So if you move really slowly like a Naga and you have a quick blade, every time you do a lunge you're going to probably swing 10 times or something crazy. I was about to say, and if you're Che it's even more, but then I realized if you're Che you can't be Wu, so that doesn't make any sense. But anyway, so because we're using daggers, we're going to do lots and lots of stabs as we whirlwind and lunge things. We'll have to test it on sleeping enemies later. How quickly do we swing? We swing at 0.7, 0.8. So most of the time we're still only going to do 1. But when we get down to min delay, which is 0.5, every time we do a martial attack, we'll get 2 swings, which is pretty cool. Let's put on this Cloak of Poison Resistance. That's a really good find. And we don't have any enchant armor, so I can't enchant that up. But we should identify one of these potions. That was mutation. Okay, that doesn't help us. I noticed during the Erica fight that we didn't have that. Oh, he's awake. That's okay. We can spam summons, and then we can poison lunge him. It's actually so Absurd. Do we have... Oh, we have a blowgun. But we only have... Oh, we got poison needles. Wait, we don't have any... We don't have any throwing or anything. Okay, so that wouldn't work anyway. But weren't there confusion needles in our game? There were. Yeah, but that was never going to work on Erica. So, never mind. More rations. We go back to 4. That's really nice. Oh, there's our Lair entrance, by the way. So if we are about to starve, we can head into Lair. I had to do that on my ill-fated Spriggan in the Crawl Sun Death Challenges tournament, the one that died. I literally had no rations. I had to dive and run into Lair to try to get some. It was crazy because as a Spriggan you start with 1 ration and then you can't eat chunks. And I had found maybe 1 other ration all the way up to D, wherever my Lair was. It was crazy. I note that there are no additional shops on this floor, so we might want to spend our gold. We have 445 gold, so we could buy anything we want here. Probably, if we're not going to train avocations, which I can't see us doing anytime soon, the best value that we're going to get is probably just buying the acid wand and the extra paralysis charges. The box of beasts, the file of floods, those things are all really good, but they're nowhere near as strong without evocations. I'm going to mark those though, and the file of floods. Don't really care about the lightning rod because I never remember to use it, so it's like it doesn't even exist as an item. Okay. Alright, for these regular orcs, I'm not afraid of them, so we don't need to worry about doing our summon strats here. I'm going to drop our short sword of Holy Wrath and instead take the dagger, because the dagger allows us to stab, so it's just better. And we have not found a second remove curse scroll this whole game, so we're still hanging out to test all our jewelry. I feel bad every time I kill a quokka. Fighting to 2, here's another wand, and a glowing buckler. Okay, I like the abbreviation for a silver ring, which is a Sillarin. A glowing buckler, we're checking that out, so that's much more viable than a shield is. And it's a +2 buckler protection. That's just about the most perfect thing I could have asked for. So it gives us extra AC, and we only need to train 4 points of shields to get rid of its penalty, which I'm going to focus shields, and we're going to do that. And we can probably stick with this for a very long time. I'm going to ditch the regular shield. And yeah, just do this. Are our spells hungerless again? They are. All of them except for Canine Familiar, now that we're no longer drained. A troll. Yeah, it would be really nice to get troll with the armor. Let's try to sneak. I'm going to, for as long as I can, walk out of line of sight of it, so that we have fewer chances. Work up. Alright, time for additional strats. I got Venom out. This is actually the stupidest thing I've ever done ever. And now we poisoned it quite a lot. It's as sick as possible, so we probably can just kite it. We can also just make it fight its way through our summons again. Okay, we did not get a troll leather armor. That's okay. Not a big deal, but that tends to be one that I like on stealthy hybrid type characters because it's pretty light, but it offers you decent protection and you get extra regeneration. Not to be. Here's a food shop. Alright, well we're never going to starve now. Look at all these rations we could buy. Alright, who was worried? I certainly wasn't. There's even food on the floor. Lots of food on the floor. That's a potion of flight. That triggers me thinking back to the first Merfolk game that streak broke us. Here's a wyvern. This guy's quite dangerous and he's fast, but we have our regular tricks. Can't fight his way through butterflies. Or can he? Apparently he can with ease. Okay. He's probably about to die to poison here. No, he's still not. I'm sort of doing some whirlwind tricks because the butterflies aren't really working so well in the open there. They work a lot better in a hallway. But we got there. Yeah, okay. Infinite food on this floor. New book. Sticks to snakes, spider form, ice form, blade hands. Well, sticks to snakes is always an absurd spell, and kind of works like the summons do, insofar as it's not a summon, but you can step through it. I'm going to put that in our list. If we were to do this, and I think this is surprising about, it is, Merfolk as well, they have a +3 transmutations aptitude. Who even knows these things? I don't know, I just think of Merfolk as the charms plus polearms species. But yeah, they have some really good and random spell aptitudes, including +3 transmutations. Who knew? So we're actually really good at learning that. I wonder if we should start picking up arrows. I'm just going to do it, just so the task is done. And then if I decide that I want to get sticks to snakes, we can. We're going to have to eat though. The cost of the arrows is eating a ration. Okay, we've got all of them in the game now. Okay, I'm going to learn sticks to snakes. And I'll put it on S, because S stands for snake. I'm going to train a little bit of transmutations. I'm not going to rush it. We probably don't need much. It's only a level 2 spell. Maybe we'll do 3 levels of it. But this just lets you spam snakes. And what's really cool about this spell is because they're not technically summons, you can use them with immolation, which we don't have any of, but it's a lot of fun, trust me. If you've never seen the snake bomb before, you are missing out. This whole butterfly thing is so absurd. I still can't tell if this is a joke or if this is super legit. Here's a magical helmet, which we're going to try. At the moment, we've got no helmet. Well, that's an easy upgrade. That's an extra 3 AC. This character has 17 AC and 16 evasion, plus 6 shield on D9. That's really absurd. Oh yeah, slings. Do they even want to bother with slings anymore? I guess we can carry it around. I'm not going to bother with stones though. Well, I woke up. We failed summon butterflies? Come on now. Oh, here's a cyclops in D9. That's funny. Because once he runs out of large rocks, he's slow. And you know what's really good at absorbing large rocks? Millions of summons. If he's going to be baited into throwing them. He's punching my butterflies, but I haven't seen him making any large rocks. Or throwing any, rather. Maybe he's already out? Oh no, he's definitely not out. That's definitely a large rock that just fired into us. Alright. But the thing about Cyclops is, as long as you're not going to get one shot by large rocks, you should never die to these guys. They're slow, so as long as you face tank their large rocks from the edge of line of sight, if they hit you with one, you just step away. And once you faced, I don't know why I instructed my butterflies to attack, because they'll always ignore you. But once you face tanked enough of the large rocks, then you're just left with a slow melee monster that can't ever kill you. Why don't I make some actual useful summons and then we can just kill him with them. Core imps killing a cyclops feels pretty summoning, man. I think he's out of large rocks. I haven't seen him throw one in a while. Yeah, I think he's done. So now we can do our butterfly things. We could also kite him forever just with our blowgun and we could kill him that way. Or we could do this. Okay, I don't want to get punched again. And he's poisoned, so I'll just wait for him to tick out. The other thing that we have in our arsenal that I've been forgetting about, although we haven't really needed it, is that we have confusing touch. Oh, I missed it. I should have done it in the last turn. Let's confusing touch this orc warrior. Okay, cool. We can just stab him. Our short blades are, and I'm going to do it to this guy again. Our short blades are almost at Mindalay already. With these skills that we're training, Merfolk is so good. It reminds me of playing Baraki. We've got +1 fighting, +2 short blades, +3 dodging. Let's ignore shields, because that's only 0. But then we've also got +3 transmutations and +2 stealth. So when we're training skills like that, we're going to increase really rapidly. Okay, that was a weird diagonal where we didn't get the stab, but it didn't wake up yet. I see that we've made it to 2 pips of piety, so we can now do a wall jump. This is dangerous to use in combat now, I think. So I've got it in my ability list. So I hit AA, and then we're choosing the wall to jump against, and it shows where we're going to land. So when you wall jump, take a look in the top right next to time in brackets, this one here. It's showing us that it took us 2 turns. So say there was an enemy here that we just wall jumped over, it would have had 2 turns worth of attacks against us, which is why I think it's dangerous. But it does, because it's slow, it does give you a whole flurry of attacks. So there's that if you want, I guess. But I think it's mostly useful as a repositioning tool. Say you get trapped in a hallway, we got trapped here for some reason. We could wall jump against that wall and we'd escape again. Oh, that's a Rolka. Okay, let's hope she doesn't wake up. She can have Banish. Here's a one of D. So I really don't want anything to do with her when we don't have any magic resistance. I mean, to be fair, we might have magic resistance, but we still haven't found a second remove curse scroll, so we don't know that. And I think she's dangerous enough that I think we just leave D10. I mean, we might be able to avoid her, but it's still so dangerous if she just wakes up. The thing is though, we're mostly afraid of being banished. So if we spam millions of summons at her, and let's also spam some snakes. Oh, nothing's happening because there's nowhere for the tile to land. Oh, sorry, for the new summon to appear. Okay, but if I spam summons like this and I tell them, oh, wrong one. I tell them to go attack a Rolka, we can find out if she has banish or not, because I won't give her direct line of fire. I'm gonna yell. Apparently my summons didn't wake her. What did she do? She did a stone arrow, so we can XV her now and find out what she has. She does indeed have banishment, which is a 46% chance to banish us. Alright, so we're noping out of this. Our summons are never going to kill Oroka. Certainly not in a safe way, because she also has lightning bolt, and she can shoot through all our summons to get to us. I don't know why I went down this other stair. I don't want anything to do with Oroka. We're going to go straight to Lair. Non-confusing touch is bonkers good on weapons. A wonder disintegration is nice. Again, we've got more jewelry that we cannot use. We saw one wolf there, that probably means there are a lot more, so I'm going to try to avoid those guys. Okay, work up. Okay, transmutations to level 2. 6 to snakes is still 28% chance to fail. Turns out we're going to need a bit more training maybe, although we're still suffering a shield penalty, so that's going to drop a bit more. We'll see. Here's an enemy butterfly. I don't know why that was so funny, but we perforated that butterfly like a sieve. Or a sieve. Sieve or sieve, however you prefer to say it. This is a potion of magic. And we got marked. Okay, that's our exploration mark. Really unfortunate to get marked on Lair 1. In our case, we've explored quite a bit, which is a good time. But if you get a bunch of Hydras and things running at you, and you're forced back out of Lair 1, they're probably now guarding your stair back into Lair, so you can't get in. What do we need to do here? We need to make a bunch of friends, probably. And I don't think summon butterflies are good enough, because the wolves are really fast, so they'll just run through them and catch us anyway. I went with summoning imps, which is probably not the play either. What is the play? I guess it might be using our Wand of Clouds, which is unfortunate. Trying to get good clouds where I can actually hit them all. But yeah, I think the alarm trap has kind of forced my hand here. So I don't like that I'm having to blow clouds here. And we still might die actually from all these wolves. What have we got? We have literally 0 teleportation scrolls. I have our poison, so I can run into the poison clouds and hope that they don't follow me. Turns out they all are. And the yak's coming too, but they're regular 10 speed monsters, so I can just walk away from the yaks. And they're going to poison themselves to death. I think I'm going to make some more imps as well. And what else can we make? Sticks to snakes, maybe? Okay, that wasn't real. That wasn't real good. Maybe 6 to snakes isn't so exciting. The number and potency of the snakes you get from that spell depends on your spell power. So I guess unless you train a bunch of transmutations, you're actually just going to be making ball pythons like we are, and the occasional adder. We're not going to be getting the water moccasins and the like. I said we'd take it to 3. That's not that much more of an investment at a +3 aptitude, so we'll keep going. I'm going to preemptively put up Confusing Touch before we stair pull this. And we confused it with the Whirlwind. That's pretty funny. Let's do our strats. I don't know why I'm freaking out and forgetting about them. We're playing the Summoner of Wu here. We didn't pick Wu to stand in melee combat and do fair things. We picked Wu to do this. Yeah, that's more like it. This is the fair fighting that pirates are known for. Ooh, I see an artifact sword. I think we're going to want to get that. I really like the synergy between Confusing Touch and Lunge, where the confused monster steps away to open up a gap, and then we get the lunge stab. We're still looking for that remove curse skull. No, we're not. We have one. All right, there we go. I didn't notice us picking that up, but it can't have been very long ago. Let's start putting rings on. A ring of stealth, very nice. -3 dex, not so nice. Strength. Another ring of strength, but I'll try the other first. Magical power. And this ring of strength is -2. Let's also try the embroidered robe. It's cursed. Okay. So that's why we're waiting for those. I think that's all our gear now. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we read our one remove curse scroll. And we can ditch all that stuff now. The plain robe. Do I care about a robe of resistance? I probably don't now that we have ring mails of both cold and fire. Because either one of Ice Cave or Volcano we can deal with now. And I think for the rings that we're going to walk around with, do I want magical power or do I want extra strength? Extra strength doesn't really mean much, so I'm going to go for magical power so we can spam more summons and the ring of stealth, which is going to be very helpful. And let's not walk around naked. Let's put on our ring mail again. Okay, so I'd really like to get that artifact longsword, but we don't have any more remove curse or identify, so we're not really in a hurry for it, I suppose. So I think we're just going to ignore that for the moment. And I guess when we find another identifier, we can come back and try to get that. You woke up immediately. There's our first amulet of the game. I don't really want to die to a Komodo dragon. I was going to see if I could Confusing Touch the snake. It's faster, so once I run around this corner, the water moccasin should get in front of the Komodo dragon. And I'm just going to take it all the way back out the exit. The Komodo dragon's scary enough that I want to fight him on his own. Oh, we got the confusion. Okay, this works. Let's make some butterflies so we got an escape plan. And then I'm going to try the Confusing Touch lunge strat, which immediately worked. Very good. And he's unconfused. Alright, that was interesting. So I had a Confusing Touch up there, and I wanted to see what would happen if I did a whirlwind. I don't think it would ever be the case that you could use whirlwind to AoE Confusing Touch multiple things at once. I figure it will probably just work on one enemy. But the first one, we hit the water moccasin, or moccasin. I like moccasin better, don't at me. When we hit the water moccasin, we did no damage, but we didn't proc it. And then we spun and attacked the Komodo dragon and confused it. Oh. No, I can't tell. I can't tell if we did 2 attacks there in the one turn. I don't think so. I think the next stab was just a separate attack. Alright, transmutations goes to 3. Good. Yeah, I should just Confusing Touch him because he's not going down. Oh, okay, we've explored the floor. That's right, I danced those guys up. Here's a Book of Conjurations, another Remove Curse Scroll, and an amulet. So we can just put this amulet on straight away. It's an amulet of regen. Not the greatest amulet, but nothing to complain about. What is this? That's a dispersal trap, but if they just updated this tile, looks like it. Okay, so that's... I'm not crazy, right? It used to just be a pink teleportation tile, but now it's a bit different. Okay, so with the remove curse, I guess we go... No, I want to find identify. It's dangerous to just wield artifact weapons without knowing what they are. There's our first Hydra. We happen to have a lot of wands, so we can just wand those guys down. But another very good way, which we don't have access to yet, is to use Serpent's Lash. We need to get 3 pips of piety before we do that one. Let's try this helmet. It's also a +2, so which one looks better? This one's red, which I think in a vacuum is a more stylish helmet. But this new one we just found, I feel like matches our color scheme a bit better. We've sort of got a bit of a yellowy theme going on here. So I'm going to keep the new one. Well, that might change if we pick up some other red items. So yeah, we just want to wand the Hydra down from full screen. Can I hit it with anything from here? I can try a 30% disintegration, which didn't work. The reason I had to do that is because acid isn't full screen, neither is Ice Blast. I think I'm going to go for the Ice Blast. The acid is probably a bit more valuable. And I wonder if I should start running yet. This Hydra could technically kill us in 1 turn, although very unlikely. Can do 7 attacks of 18. We've got 17 AC, 16 evasion, 7 shield. I can't imagine it actually killing us in one go. I'm going to make some butterflies. Hydras are very good at chomping through summons. As you're seeing here, I failed to get a gap on the Hydra at any point there. Okay, I'm going to give it 1 chance to kill us with a whirlwind pin here. It did not, but now we get an extra gap. And I'm just going to go back upstairs because this isn't going so well. Although he's half dead. You know what? Let's make some MLG dispersal trap plays here. I'm going to shoot it with acid and 1 more Ice Blast. Okay, so I'm going to dispersal trap blink to try to get space on it. Look at that, we both blinked. I don't know where the Hydra is, so it must be somewhere here. I mean, I don't know, did that work? Not really. It ended up sort of next to us again and on roughly the same HP that it was on before, so I don't know. Whatever, it was worth a shot. Okay, I went for the confusing touch play to see if I could just get 1 of them. Oh, can you whirlwind stab 2 confused enemies like this? It looks like you can. Well, we definitely stabbed the spiny frog through a whirlwind, so I think technically we could have got the wyvern as well. Cool. That's pretty cool. Having a bunch of confused enemies and then you just whirlwind stab them all. Oh, there's our identify scroll. Alright, so I'm going to have to go back up, try to get that sword. I don't really want to deal with wolves again. What if I get in this hallway here? Am I really going to have to use another clouds charge? You know what, if we're just fighting wolves 1 at a time with our defenses this high, I think we can just kill them. And if it's going horribly, then we'll throw down a cloud. I can even get some friends to help. Okay, all that did is alert the wolves to run around the top. And now we're fighting multiple at once. Alright, I regret that decision, that was kind of dumb. Oh well. I could wall jump out of here. This is a good example of me being trapped, where a wall jump could come in handy. But I think we're okay. I'm spreading around the poison a bit. I attacked the top one a few times and then I went and got the bottom one. Confusing touching. Maybe I should have done that a bit more too, because as the confused one was stumbling around, it could have potentially been attacking the other wolves. More wands. There's scattershot. Well, that's a very good wand at killing hydras. Okay, ring of stealth. Let's go. It works. Short blades to 8. That was a magical falchion. Hang on. Let me just stab this black mamba real quick. And then think about the magical falchion. Do I want it? I mean, if that's an elect falchion, that would be really good. If it's a distortion falchion, it would be less good. Oh yeah, also I forgot. Although at this point it doesn't matter. I've been carrying around a glowing flail and a rune mace for a long time, waiting to get remove curse. But at this point, our other melee weapons are fine. I don't really care what that is. I don't want to do it. Oh, we've got 3 pits of piety, so we've now got a serpent's lash. If you played Wu Jian shortly after it was released, you might still be under the impression that serpent's lash has a really high piety cost, so you can't use it very often. That is no longer the case. It's been the case for a little while, shortly before I played it on my Minotaur, but this has a much lower cost now, so you can spam Serpent's Lash all the time. And if you don't know what this ability does, it lets you move twice before enemies get to react. So that can just be, and these are actual moves, so it doesn't mean you get to shoot 2 wand charges. It means you get to physically move twice before enemies react. That means you can use it for 2 tiles just to walk away, but you could also use it for 2 martial attacks. And you see here, martial attacks performed under the effects of Serpent's Lash are more damaging and never miss. So it's pretty good. And especially if you use it when you're in lunge range, you effectively get 3 attacks out of it, because you get a free lunge and then a free whirlwind pin, which means you can then step back and get another lunge in before the enemy gets to do anything to you. It's a really good ability. And yeah, its cost is not free, but it's a lot smaller now. We have become frozen, so we are moving more slowly. This might be our first Serpent's Lash use, where we Serpent's Lash back to the stair. But I'm actually going to make a different play. I'm going to start walking towards the teleport trap. So if need be, we can just peace out of here. Alright, I'm going to go for the confusing touch. Okay, never mind. The Rhyme Drake just confusedly ran onto the teleport trap. Alright, so it's gone now. It's fine. I can whirlwind pin all this stuff, so it can't properly chase us. Oh, I just realized how OP whirlwind pin is with Dagger of Venom, because we get AoE. We get AoE poisoning. Plus, this feels amazing. I really like the tactical parts of Wu, where you get to do craziness like that with whirlwind pins and lunges and stuff. It's a very unique experience. Because normally when you're just playing, you just mash the tab key, but this feels more like a tactical puzzle all the time. Alright, so how are we going to get this? We don't have any arc corrosion. So it's really dangerous to just try to sneak in. Or, sorry, to try to, run in. Although we have digging. I could just dig, open the wall next to the sword, and then we could just walk in and grab it. Is that worth? Probably not. The better play might be to just try to overwhelm them with summons, maybe? I'm going to give it one go. Let's make a canine. It immediately dies. And some other random things. I don't think this stuff will ever actually kill one. But, looks like I was very wrong. They are doing a pretty good job. What if I can't Ice Blast it from there, and if I step in to get in Ice Blast range, it will open me up to attack from the second one as well. So maybe Disintegration. Yeah, it's almost a 50% chance. Alright, we just need to get lucky. Okay, I'm feeling lucky. Okay, they just resisted it 4 times in a row and then just nailed us. So that's a no on that one. I don't know, maybe I'll have to rethink this, but I think I'm gonna call that an episode. I'll put my thinking hat on and we'll open up the next one by trying to get this sword. See you then.